These two are definitely in the running for cutest TV couple. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Jim and Pam moments from The Office. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the sweetest and most romantic moments in this couple's history.
Yeah, I gave him a ride home because we're dating.
Wow. There it is.
Number 10, the Booze Cruise. In this Season 2 episode, Michael organizes a team building event for the employees of Dunder Mifflin, a booze cruise, in January.
We have the Professor and Ginger.
Jim brings his new girlfriend, Katie, played by A.A.R.M, and Pam is there with longtime fiancé Roy. When Katie and Roy hit it off, Pam and Jim are left alone and manage to have a few quiet moments together, where their feelings for each other are clear, to the audience at least.
Sometimes I just don't get Roy.
Not much is actually said in the short scene where the two are on the deck together, but words aren't really necessary to know what's going on here. Number 9, Pam's beach confession. After almost an entire season of Pam and Jim being apart, tensions were high when Jim returned and was dating Karen. Michael organizes yet another office outing, this time at the scenic Lake Scranton. At the end of the night, Pam walks across hot coals, and emboldened by her daring act, decides to bear all in front of the entire office.
There were a lot of reasons to call off my wedding. But the truth is, I didn't care about any of those reasons until I met you.
She tells Jim that he is the reason she called off her wedding and confesses how much she misses him since he's been with Karen. If you've seen the show, you know this is the start of something big. Number 8, Jim makes a movie for Pam. In the show's penultimate episode, Pam is feeling insecure about potentially holding Jim back from his dreams.
I'm afraid you're gonna resent me, and I'm afraid that this is not enough for you, and I'm afraid that I'm not enough for you.
In an effort to reassure her, he collaborates with the documentary crew that's been filming them for all these years and puts together a collection of scenes from the entirety of their relationship. For viewers, it was amazing to get to see this compilation of all the best Jim and Pam moments. And as for Pam, let's just say after watching that, there was nothing for her to question. Number 7, finding out Pam is pregnant. After Jim and Pam finally get engaged, viewers expected the next step to be their wedding, especially considering Pam was not going to put up with another long engagement. When Pam goes into the hospital for x-rays after being injured playing volleyball, she gets some news that she wasn't ready for. Though it's not spelled out in the scene, the look of elation on Jim's face tells the viewers what they need to know. A close second to this moment is the one where Pam actually gives birth to Cecilia the following season. Number 6, the proposal. After almost taking the plunge at the end of the previous season, but being thwarted by Andy, viewers knew that Jim was ready to propose to Pam. In the end, he didn't do some over-the-top romantic grand gesture, and we know that just isn't their style. Jim drove halfway to meet Pam along the interstate between Scranton and New York, where she was going to art school, and got down on one knee in the pouring rain. The fact that it all happened at a gas station doesn't make it any less swoon-worthy. Number 5, the teapot. In the show's second season, Jim picks Pam's name for the office's secret Santa, and he goes out of his way to get her the perfect present.
Because Christmas is the time to tell people how you feel.
Of course, Michael couldn't let anything go smoothly, deciding to do a Yankee swap instead of Secret Santa at the last minute. This means Pam doesn't get the gift that Jim lovingly picked for her.
You went to a lot of trouble, and it means a lot.
She does manage to finally get her hands on it, and the contents are incredibly sweet. Jim manages to subtly take away the card he wrote for her, and for years he keeps it to himself. When he makes Pam the movie in Season 9, however, he finally hands it to her.
Everything you'll ever need to know is in that note.
Number 4, the Dundies. While there is some romantic tension between Pam and Jim in the show's short first season, things really only ramp up in Season 2.
I decided to stay.
The first real indicator that Jim's feelings are reciprocated is when Pam gets drunk at the annual Dunder Mifflin Awards night, or the Dundies. She's had a few too many drinks, and is riding on a high from winning the award for whitest sneakers.
I feel God in this Chili's tonight.
After giving her speech, she jumps into Jim's arms and kisses him. The moment is fleeting, and she's soon after given a lifetime ban from Chili's for her drunken behavior, but fans knew it was a hint at more to come.
I don't know, what? Oh my god!
Number 3. Jim asking Pam for their first date. At the end of the 3rd season, Jim and Karen are both interviewing for the same job at Dunder Mifflin's head office in New York. They're clearly not on the same page about their futures together, though. When Jim is about to start his interview, he notices a good luck note from Pam and ends up being distracted the entire time. He then drives back to the office without Karen. And while Pam is speaking to the camera, he pops his head in and asks if she's free for dinner.
Are you free for dinner tonight?
Yes.
All right. Then it's a date.
It's a simple moment, but it's the one that really kicks off their relationship.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Number 2. Their wedding. We didn't need a piece of paper to know that these two were going to last forever, but it was still satisfying to watch them tie the knot. In typical Pam and Jim fashion, they want to get married in an understated way, but with everyone else involved, the planning gets away from them. At the last minute, they decide to run off and elope on the Maid of the Mist, returning in time for their church wedding with all their guests. We couldn't imagine a more perfect way to watch them say their I do's.
The boat was actually plan C, the church was plan B, and plan A was marrying her a long, long time ago.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I brought in some burritos or some collard greens or some pad thai. Love pad thai.
He said that you told him how much you love me. About how you feel when I walk in a room. And about how you've never doubted for a second that I'm the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Wow.
For the bugs.
Nice. And that's excellent because bugs love my famous grilled cheese sandwich.
Number 1. Jim tells Pam.
I think you're bluffing.
We may have known Jim and Pam were perfect for each other for a whole 2 seasons, but it took until this episode for something to finally happen.
Hey, can I talk to you about something?
At the office casino night, Jim tells Pam that he's in love with her, and she's in total shock.
I can't.
She responds by politely shutting him down, but then a phone call with her mom reveals what she's really thinking.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I think I am.
When Jim comes upstairs to find her and they share a kiss, it's clear that at least in some way, Pam feels the same way Jim does. We could watch this scene again and again. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.